just between the two men and certainly between their two staffs, I must also point out something that is truly historic in this country, and that is this is the first time in many, many, many years that a leader has not been removed either because he died or because he fell from grace and was thrown into jail or killed or was sent into exile and disgrace.
Ted, let's look ahead to what is going to happen under Yeltsin and what Gorbachev's future may be. And we'll do that when we continue our discussion in just a moment.
Hi, I'm John Madden with some of America's Olympic hopefuls, announcing Chrysler Plymouth's Drive for the Goal holiday clearance. That means a donation to the U.S. Olympic team and big savings to you. Up to $2,000 or low financing. Save on Voyager and Acclaim. Get $1,000 back on Sundance. Get big savings on Imperial and LeBaron sedan. You save and the Olympic team wins. What could be better? See your Chrysler Plymouth dealers now. The holiday clearance ends soon.
For thousands of special values, this is the best week to buy at Sears. For example, right now, this powerful Craftsman 2-horsepower 6-gallon wet dry vac of $59.99 value is only $39.99. But hurry, Sears' best week to buy ends soon.
8 a.m. the day after Christmas is the start of Sears' best week to buy. Save on thousands of great sale items like 30 to 50% on fall and winter outerwear and 30 to 50% on gift wrap, artificial trees, and trim. So get to Sears the day after Christmas for the best week to buy.
Last night, Daddy came home real funny for a while. Then he got real mad and scared Mommy. And she was crying and she said, "Please don't pretend anymore. Get some help."
If you have an alcohol or drug problem or love someone who does, call the Baptist Drug and Alcohol Recovery Center now, 329-7777.
Please don't pretend anymore. Get some help.
Here are some of the needs in our area. The Community Care Fellowship provides counseling, financial assistance, and noon meals for the homeless. The center needs personal care items and canned food. My Friend's House in Franklin is an emergency shelter for teens, ages 12 through 17. It needs these items. Samaritan Recovery Community is a treatment center for men and women who have alcohol or drug dependency, including those who cannot afford to pay. The center needs personal hygiene items. Call this number to help. Tennessee Department of Human Services needs radios, clothing, sports equipment, fishing tackle, gloves, hats, and winter clothes. Crittenden Services helps pregnant women and adolescents, expectant fathers, and young families. It needs these items. If you're a nonprofit agency with needs, write WKRN at this address or call 269-6765.
Mothers, beware. Could a doctor give you misleading prenatal care? It's more likely than you think. Some valuable lessons for anyone who's pregnant on 2020 Friday.
America's first test tube baby is turning 10. Tomorrow, Elizabeth Carr and her parents. Also treating the common cold, plus Diane Keaton on Good Morning America tomorrow.
Ted Koppel joins us again from Moscow, where it is how cold, Ted? It looks like it may be 20 below.
Let me put it this way, Sam. I think there have been plenty of people who have stood in the shadow of the Kremlin and have trembled for other reasons. I'm not trembling for fear, but it is getting pretty darn cold out here, and there's a fairly brisk wind whipping through. That obviously behind me is St. Basil's Cathedral. The Kremlin is over there, and the Russian winter has begun to set in.
Well, fortunately for Gorbachev, the two of you spent most of the time indoors today. Tell us about the access and what you learned.
Well, actually, we began the day outdoors, and the access has been truly remarkable. I hope that many of our viewers tonight will be able to tune in tomorrow for your broadcast on Primetime Live. Among the things we were able to do this morning, and remember, this was Mikhail Gorbachev's last day in office. He took about half an hour to go on a walking tour with us inside the Kremlin grounds. And I think you may find that both visually and substantively interesting. And then what was perhaps the most extraordinary access that certainly I have ever had in a career that spanned 30 years was when we were invited in by Mikhail Gorbachev to videotape his final conversation as the president of the Soviet Union with his old friend George Bush, the president of the United States.
Алло. Да, Джордж, дорогой, приветствую.
This was not just a conversation between two statesmen, but a conversation between two men who truly have become old friends.
Well, Ted, what's ahead for Mikhail Gorbachev? He said today that he wasn't going to go hide in the woods. Did he give you any idea what that meant?
Well, what he means is that he is going to be active politically, and I think he is going to be quite a thorn in the side to his old pal Boris Yeltsin, although all the conversation, as I've said, the public conversation is of cooperation. Yeltsin had better be on his mark because Mikhail Gorbachev has not retired in his own mind. Now, he is going to start up a foreign policy institute. He's going to be cooperating in that with his old friend Edvard Shevardnadze, the man who was his foreign minister. He's going to be doing a fair amount of traveling, and I think that you could expect to see him on a very profitable lecture tour at some point or another in the United States, possibly even spending a little bit of time at one or two American universities. But, you know, remember, these have been very hectic days for Mikhail Gorbachev, and those plans have not yet been firmed up.
Well, while he's in the United States making money on the lecture tour, Boris Yeltsin will be back as president of the Russian Republic, having his finger on the nuclear trigger, because Gorbachev today transferred some, 30,000 warheads to Yeltsin's control. Does that worry anyone?
Well, it certainly worries one of Mikhail Gorbachev's closest aides, the man I guess I can best describe him as having been the equivalent of Brent Scowcroft, President Bush's national security advisor. He said he is extremely concerned, not because the nuclear weapons are under the control of Boris Yeltsin, but because there are nuclear weapons spread throughout at least 3 of the republics in this country, and because the potential for ethnic and national conflict is as great as it is. And one other thing that worries people, quite frankly, here, money is so hard to come by. Goods are so hard to come by. I'm not sure that anyone is suggesting that nuclear weapons will be sold on the market, but there are an awful lot of nuclear scientists in this country who have a great deal of knowledge that they could sell for hard currency, and a lot of buyers like the Libyans, the Iranians, the Iraqis, who might be in a position to make a deal with them.
Did Gorbachev give you any idea that he thought Washington had not supported him enough? Bush, of course, was a very great supporter in public and had come to like him personally, we're told.
Yeah, no, I did not get any impression of that sort at all. Indeed, in any references that he made to President Bush, and certainly in their conversation, and you'll see that conversation tomorrow night on Primetime Live, you will see that the two of them engaged in the warmest kind of exchange, and I think it's sincere.
Well, speaking of warmth, Ted, why don't you get in out of the cold right now before you turn into an icicle? We want to see you tomorrow night on Primetime Live.
Those are the happiest words I've heard all night, Sam. Thank you.
Goodbye, old friend. I'll be back in a moment with a final note.
E.T. is now available at Sears for just $9.99. That's an extra terrific price for this emotionally touching movie, the most popular ever. And you get a free full-size E.T. poster. That's E.T. and a poster for just $9.99. To enjoy it today, hurry to Sears.
For thousands of great sale items, this is the best week to buy at Sears. Our large capacity heavy duty Kenmore washer is just $247. The matching dryer just $197. That's our lowest price of the year for the pair. But hurry, Sears' best week to buy ends soon.
An afternoon of playing grandparent can take quite a lot out of you. Magnesium, for example, vitamin B6, vitamin C, and valuable potassium. As nature would have it, replacing all of them is as simple as eating one Chiquita banana. In the case of twins, however, you might want to try 2. Chiquita, quite possibly the world's perfect food.
I can't believe it. Can you believe it? I can't believe it.
Next month, this could be you, a brand new millionaire on the Publishers Clearinghouse Sweepstakes. It's coming soon. Watch for it and send it in.
It pays off. It pays to enter.
8 a.m. the day after Christmas is the start of Sears' best week to buy. Save on thousands of great sale items, like 30 to 50% on fall and winter outerwear, and 30 to 50% on gift wrap, artificial trees, and trim. So get to Sears the day after Christmas for the best week to buy.
If you're unable to attend the worship of your choice Sunday morning, join Dr. Bill Sherman for Inspiration from the Pulpit of Woodmont Baptist Church, live at 10:30 on Channel 2.
In today's busy world, you need more. That's why Channel 2 News Dayside is on your side. Get the latest news and weather, plus medical news, consumer tips, delicious recipes, news from Hollywood, ways to fight crime, and more. Join Ann Holt and Rick Mitchell. Weekdays at 12:30 for Channel 2 News Dayside. On your side.
Another reminder, tomorrow night, an exclusive behind-the-scenes look at Mikhail Gorbachev's final days in office on a special edition of Primetime Live, The Final Hours, beginning at 10 p.m. Eastern Time, 9 Central. That's our report for tonight. I'm Sam Donaldson in Washington. For all of us here at ABC News, good night.
This has been ABC News Nightline. If you wish a video cassette version of Nightline, the cost is $14.98, plus $3.95 shipping and handling. If you wish a printed transcript of this or any Nightline broadcast, please send $4 to Journal Graphics, 1535 Grant Street, Denver, Colorado, 80203.
Nightline is a presentation of ABC News. More Americans get their news from ABC News than from any other source.